Hello everybody, Corey here. I'm going to go over ULTY. Just a reminder, I'm not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I just gather data, present it to you. YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky. Hopefully by now you've understood the risk involved in these and before you invested in them. I do not recall the last video I've done. I know I end up saving the data and then I end up not doing the videos. And I think last week, the few videos I got to do, I think I did them over the single stock ETF ones and not this one. In fact, I had even messed up my holdings sheet and I had to redo some formulas, and then I didn't take the time to do that till today. So I don't truly know the last video that I did do. I can show you some of the data here, and you can pause it and go back and look if you want to. I do not have the trades for August 1st because that one I had worked so late and I was so tired when I got home, I never even thought about this stuff, not even to think to download the trades. So I do not have those. Here on the 5th, we just had the one, basically lost a bunch of money. And then we have, this is today's. So we can see here today they went ahead and closed out. What I should do is sort it by this and then sort it by this. Sorry. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, here, so for CleanSpark, they just closed out the short calls here that were going to expire on Friday, and went ahead and pushed these out till next week. However, they did change the strike prices from 18 and 19 down to 13.50. ENVX here. What is today? Yeah, today's Tuesday. So ENVX, they sold over 3,000 contracts here. HIMS, same thing. Well, let's see. This one, they ended up actually closing out the ones that were going to expire Friday and pushed them to next week from a 20 strike price down to a 18.50. And then same thing with, well, nope, not the same thing unless they did a typo, which I would guess is probably what they did, because this is saying they closed out short calls that expire Friday at a 23 strike and then opened up calls for Friday, this Friday still, but with a 19.50 strike price. So I don't know if why they would do that one this week when the rest of them sort of done to next week. But that's just what it says here. So then we have JMIA. It looks like they closed out. Yeah. Okay, so I saw this earlier and I didn't think, well, I thought something about it, but then I was like, oh, well, whatever, blah, 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 because I've seen crazy things. But, oh, I'm looking at it. I don't know. It does say 200,000, so I don't know if that's a typo. Seems to be a lot of typos. Because I don't know why they would close half of them out unless they just plan on, selling another short call against the rest of them at some point. I don't know. But anyway, they closed out all of the short calls and only sold half of the stock. And then for Lemonade, it looks like they sold the stock, all of the stock and the short call. Or they closed the positions out, excuse me. And then they have MicroStrategy here. They moved this one from expiring this week at an 18.60 strike price to next week at a 14.70 strike price. And then they closed out of Wayfair here, the stocks and the short calls. So what I failed to do was do this. And I had to update this. I didn't put it in order, and I also failed to enter this data. Apparently I didn't save any of it either because it's still all hooked up to formulas. And then when I copied this one over, apparently it's all shifted over one column. So yeah, it's just all over the place there. So anyway, sorry for the sloppiness here, y'all. I almost didn't even do this video. But yeah, a lot of those IVs aren't loading there. Apologize. But we have ULTY here. It was up a few cents today, 0.74%, while the S&P was up 1%. Ooh, that JMIA dropped 54%. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember what that ticker was. And I don't know, maybe I haven't done any videos since then, but now I got to look this up. JMIA. Does this sound like a plane outside? News. They had earnings. That, okay. So no, I never looked this one up because I would remember that name. Jumia Technologies. All right, yeah. So their earnings were like extremely bad, and that the analyst consensus estimate, they missed it by 19% and represented a decrease of 17% year over year. All right, so yeah, a bunch more with that. So that's what happened with that one. So that sucks. That's the biggest loser we've ever seen here in this account. Guess it's a good thing there wasn't a lot of money in this one. And this one was just, let's just throw a little money here and see what it does. And it did nothing. Palantir up 10%, luckily, because they just had earnings yesterday. HIMS had earnings yesterday too, and I don't know what happened. I didn't go back and read it, but they were up last night. I guess I should have sold my shares. I was like, well, wait, and that's stupid me. Lemonade dropped 7%. It also had earnings. I forgot about that. I saw it on the list, but I totally forgot. And apparently I don't know how to type a ticker in on my phone. No, I don't see a lot of news articles on it. I was wondering if it says insurance. It says they beat the top and the bottom line expectations. Yet it ended up dropping 25%. And then I got to keep reading. So I don't know what happened there, but clearly earnings. And then the ENVX, I don't remember them having earnings. But I've noticed the past week or so, some of these could drop 10 or 15% just for no reason other than the market was going down, just crazy because you would never see something like that happen. Files to sell 6 million shares of common stock. Earnings. It looks like their earnings was a week ago. So yeah, not sure. I don't know. I'm guessing besides the exception of Palantir, all the rest of these that went up was just because the market was green today. It's my assumption. And then here, and I know I cleared this out because I know this data is not right. These are all the trades for today. If you just want a roll up of those, of course, that one is over. And then, of course, this is messed up, which I guess I could have just dragged these down since all the formulas are still in here. But if you wanted to see the net assets for these, of course, this is closed out completely in these two, so I'll remove them later. But anyway, let's get over here to the holdings, and then we'll look at these, see where we're at on these. Of course, none of these are above their strike prices, so we definitely don't have to worry about that, but some of these are way below. So let's look here. We have the American Superconductor. We have a $28 and $30 strike price, and we're underneath those 26 and 31%. These do not expire until next Friday. Then we have Space Mobile. This expires this week with a $22.50 strike price. We're underneath that 13%. Of course, we did come up 5% today, so we'll see how the rest of the week goes. And then we have Kava Group here. This expires this week with the $85 strike price. We're only underneath that 3%, and the stock came up 3% today. Then we have Clean Spark with a $13.50 strike price that expires next Friday. We're currently below that 9%. Coinbase, $2.20 strike price. We're underneath that 12%. Carvana, $146 strike price. We're underneath that 5%. ELF, we are $185 strike price and underneath that only 1%. That stock came up 5% today. And then ENVX, $12.50 strike price underneath that 5% since it dropped 7% today. Then we have HIMS and HERS. This one won't expire until next week with the $18.50 strike price, and we're currently underneath that 19%. Robinhood, $19.50 strike price underneath that 12%. That JMIA, I don't know, that's probably an error. We'll see tomorrow. And then we have LabU here with a strike price of $133 and underneath that 13%. MicroStrategy, this one doesn't expire till next week with a $14.70 strike price. This one rose 5% today, so we're only underneath this one 7%, and we have 8 trading days left. Then we have NVIDIA here with a $112 strike price. Today we closed 7% underneath that. Palantir, $29 strike price. So now we're currently underneath this 8%, but they did rise 10% today. Of course, last night after earnings, I saw them at $28 and something. So it's possible we get up there this week, depending on how the market does overall. And then we have Reddit, $62 strike price, underneath that 4%. I'm pretty sure that they have earnings this week. I guess I should just pull up my earnings sheet. But I'm pretty sure they do. Yes, this is it, because I see CBS. Okay, so Reddit earnings were tonight, along with Upstart, and then, of course, SMCI. So, I guess, let me look. So, Reddit, yeah, it dropped, dang. So, today, Reddit dropped over 4%, and then in after hours, they dropped another 4.5%. So, now it's less than $52. But today at close, we were 12% below the strike price. Now we'll probably be a few more percentages down. Then we have Sunrun here with the $18.50 strike price, currently underneath that 11%. And then SMCI, I don't know where we ended, but the last time I saw it, we were at 540. Okay. It looks like we ended up in aftermarket closing down at 535, dropping over 13%. But after hours, 700, we were at 617. And then Upstart reported. I did not see those. Let me see. This stock actually went up. Too bad I didn't own this stock. Nope, I'd already sold it. All right. So Upstart, $29 strike price. This says, well, at close today we were 18% under it. However, this was up 17.5%, and after in post market, it closed at $28.05. So I'll see how that goes. Anyway, sorry guys that it's been a minute since I did these, but I planned on doing this last week, and then military duty during the day, trying to take care of soldiers, and then also trying to do my civilian job stuff in the evenings. It was a rough week, and then on top of all that, I had drill this past weekend, and then yesterday I had doctor's appointments all day. So it's just been a lot going on, which seems like it's going to be that way the next couple of months. So I'm trying to find try to get on some kind of schedule and figure something out so I can see what I can do. Of course, here we are at almost midnight. I had no intention of being up this late, but it is what it is. I'll do better tomorrow. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.